Today, I want to talk about a vital attribute that separates winners from losers. It's an attribute too few have, and it's why less than 3% of the people from any business and any industry ever create extraordinary wealth, security, and financial independence for their families. The other 97% flounder, struggle to survive, and live perpetually frustrated. What is the attribute of the 3%? It is stick-to-itiveness, the ability to persist and persevere. What do the other 97% do? They chase unicorns. They run after rainbows. They are perpetually looking for a quick fix, a shortcut, and an easy button. Earl Nightingale used to tell a story about a boy nicknamed Sparky. For Sparky, school was all but impossible. He failed every subject in the 8th grade. He failed physics in high school. Sparky also failed Latin, algebra, and even English. Sparky didn't do much better in sports either, although he did manage to make the school's golf team. But he lost his only important match of the season, but there was a consolation match, and he lost that one as well. All throughout his youth, Sparky was socially awkward. He was not respected or even liked by many of his peers. Sparky was surprised if a classmate even spoke to him outside of school hours. There's no way to tell how he might have done at dating, as he never once asked the girl out on a date. Sparky was too afraid of being rejected. Sparky is what society would call a loser. Most of his classmates, teachers, and even Sparky himself knew it as well. Sparky had made his mind up early in life. If things were meant to work out, they would. Otherwise, he would just be content with what appeared to be inevitable mediocrity. There was one thing, however, that spoke to Sparky, and that was drawing. He was proud of his artwork, even though no one else seemed to appreciate it much at all. In his senior year in high school, Sparky submitted some of his cartoons to the yearbook editors, which were promptly rejected. However, Sparky had an attribute contrary to being a loser. Sparky had stick-to-itiveness when it came to his drawing. Despite rejection, Sparky was so convinced of his ability that he decided to become a professional artist. After completing high school, Sparky wrote a letter to the Walt Disney Studios. He was told to send examples of his suggested artwork. So Sparky spent a great deal of time on the artwork before sending in his drawings to Disney Studios. After some time, he received another rejection. Another loss for the loser, he thought. But Sparky still had his stick-to-itiveness. He decided to write his own autobiography in cartoons. Sparky described his childhood, a little boy loser and chronic underachiever. The cartoon character would soon become famous worldwide. The boy who had such a lack of success in school and whose work was repeatedly rejected was none other than Charles Monroe Sparky Schulz. Schulz created the Peanuts comic strip, and Charlie Brown was the little cartoon character whose kite would never fly and who would never succeed in kicking a football. Because Charles Schulz had stick-to-itiveness, he became widely regarded as one of the most influential cartoonists of all time. And when he passed in 2000, his net worth was estimated at $500 million. Sparky never gave up and became the creator of one of the most beloved characters that many people can easily relate with. Maybe becoming the next Charles Schulz isn't your avenue, but possessing stick-to-itiveness can lead you to greater success in whatever it is that you pursue. And it will give you an enhanced sense of fulfillment no matter what it is that you do in life. So hey, look, you are not born with stick-to-itiveness. You have to develop the habit of persevering, even when you don't want to, and you'd rather give up or try something else. Erin Brockovich gave me this analogy when describing her journey. She said, visualize a Super Bowl game, and you're on the field, and everybody's watching you. You get the ball, you run it up 10 yards, and you get slammed to the ground. You don't just throw the ball down and walk off the field. No, you'd be booed out of existence. Instead, you dust yourself off, pretending it didn't hurt, and trot back to the huddle for the next play. Be prepared. Next time, you might get pushed backwards 5 or 10 yards. Also be prepared. Next time, you might break through and get 30 or 40 yards up the field. Just understand, it's a process. It doesn't happen on the first try. Sometimes you make progress, other times you get pushed back. Just keep getting up and pushing for progress. That's all. One last example to amplify this point and inspire this stick-to-itiveness in you. Sylvester Stallone was rejected as an actor. He was rejected by every Hollywood studio. The script that he wrote called Rocky was also rejected by all studios but one. They agreed to buy it for a flat fee. Stallone, broke at the time, refused to sell it unless he could star in it and receive customary compensation. They said no, but Sly kept making the rounds. Over and over again, he persisted, until he finally got his way. Here's the lesson. There are thousands of better actors than Sylvester Stallone. There are thousands of better script writers than Sylvester Stallone, but they are still working as waiters and bartenders. Stallone's knockout punch, what he had over everyone else was stick-to-itiveness. Now, how about you? Do you have it? Do you need to demonstrate more of it? Confess that to us in the comments below. So we know that crisis brings with it both danger and opportunity. And undoubtedly, we are at the beginning of the greatest economic and financial crises of our lifetime. Of the 32 million business owners that are out there, half of them are going to get clobbered, completely wiped out. The majority of the other half are going to struggle for a very long time. There will, however, be a small exception, and that small percentage of business owners will freaking thrive.
Thank you, Darren.
Told you how amazing the 10Q session was.
I love the whole message of adaptability.
And I learned so much.
It was a slam dunk.
It's been an absolute game changer for my team and for me.
It was really